Tying up a quick little Midge Larvae pattern today. It's a generic Midge Larvae. That's all I can say. I don't really have a name for it. And many people have other patterns very similar to this that they've done, even done some videos on it. But this is one that I've had good results with, and it's a very quick and easy fly to tie. During the wintertime, you still have a lot of midges out active in the streams and even some hatches going on. So if you're out doing some trout fishing during the wintertime, it's always a good idea to carry a few of these. The only downside is that your midges are very small. So a lot of your patterns, whether it's a nymph, whether it's an emerger, or even a small dry pattern, are on smaller hooks, 18s, 20s, 22s, and 24s. But this is just a generic midge larvae, and I'll get started tying. I'm going to start this little midge imitation with my hook in the vise. This is a Mustad C49S in a size 18. That's the one downside to these midge flies, whether it's a larva or dry fly or even a merger or whatever that you're tying. They tend to be pretty darn small. A lot of them often are anywhere from 18 to 24, but I have seen some people tying them on 26s and 28s, so keep that in mind. This fly basically is a thread body with a wire rib, and that's about it. It's a very small hook. It's a straight-eyed hook. You don't have to use a straight-eyed hook. If you want to use, say, a number 16 or number 18 or 20, like 3906, you can use that as well. This one is going to be an orange body with a silver rib to it. The ribbing is going to be some Danville fine silver ribbing, and then a brown head to it. For the body, I'm just using a uni-thread 8/0 and pumpkin. Popular colors are just kind of a tan body or a yellowish body on this, even all black. You know, the zebra midge is just all black with silver wire pretty much on it, so you could do that too. But experiment a little, try different colored threads for different effects, and you can have a lot of fun with this. I'm going to start with my thread about an eye length behind the eye of the hook. And I'm just going to put enough wraps in to secure it, get a jam knot going there. Then I'm going to take my wire, and I'm going to tie that wire in. And then I'll run down my thread to secure that wire in all the way past the bend. So once I get the end of that wire secured, I'm just bringing my thread all the way down here. I'm going to go deep into the bend here. You don't have to if you prefer not to. I kind of like them having this shape to them. I'm going to bring my thread back up. And then here, I'm just going to go back and forth a little bit. I got a little bit of a bump right there. Take your time with it. I'm just going to go back and forth down the hook shank a little bit to add a little bit of a taper to this. So I go down. It's easy to have this thread kind of lead you where it wants to go in terms of occasionally having a few wraps that all of a sudden put in a bump, especially on these tiny hooks. But as you'll notice, I just go back down a little bit, not quite all the way down and back up. This is just going to give me a little bit of a taper here, put a little bit more right in here, and then back up. And notice I'm not quite up behind the eye of the hook. I'm about an eye length behind it. I'm going to turn the hook over because it's going to be a lot easier for me to wrap this wire in, the ribbing in, and not have to navigate the point of the hook and the thread here with the whole thing turned upside down. We get about 6 or 7 wraps in here. I generally find it's about 6. I don't think there's any science as to how many wraps, just kind of evenly space them. They look good. We'll secure that right in front of the orange thread. I'm going to spool my bobbin up here and brace underneath the hook. Then I can helicopter that wire off. With my thread right behind the eye of the hook, I'm going to change over to my brown. I'm using not brown, this is olive. I'm using a Danville 70 Denier in kind of a dark olive. You could use brown. Often these have brown or even black heads to them. It's just a nice contrasting color. I'm going to attach that and wrap rearward to secure the tag end of the olive thread as well as the orange, and I can cut the orange away. Now I'm going to go back and forth just a little bit in this headspace area, and this is just to put in a little bit of a bulb of thread, not huge, as kind of a head on this. Once I have that in place, quick whip finish. And it's done. Now you could also use a smaller size thread, a 14-aught or something smaller. I think Vivas makes something even smaller than this 70 Denier or 6-aught. The 6-aught Danville, by the way, is pretty much the same size as the 8-aught uni thread, which is an interesting thing. If you don't know that much about threads, just because one manufacturer has an 8-aught doesn't mean it's going to be the same size as another manufacturer's. Just a little tidbit there. So that is our fly pretty much done. The only other thing that I like to do on this is you could use some regular head cement with this, your favorite head cement. You could put some clear lacquer on this. I recently was introduced to a product by Sally Hansen's. It's called Dries Instantly. And what I do is just go ahead and put a light coat on the entire fly. And once you get this on here, if needed, you can use your bodkin to spread that around or take off any excess if you want. You could even just dip your bodkin in there and put that in there. But I like to just do this because it's going to protect the thread wraps a little bit. And then I don't mind if I have just a little bit more up front here just to make that look just slightly bigger. You know, that nice little taper to it. But that's it. That's a really, really simple, quick midge fly. I tied this because this time of year in the wintertime, midges are one of the few insects that are still very, very active in the streams. I mean, you do have some others, but some will actually crawl under rocks and hibernate. But midges are generally active, and you'll even have some hatches during the wintertime from time to time. So having a few good little midge patterns in your toolkit when you're out on the water, it's always a good thing. And this is a nice, quick, easy one to tie. Thanks for watching today. Thank you for joining me at the Vise today. I hope you learned a new pattern, at least a tip or trick here and there. If you'd like to help Dress Irons, you can like, comment, share, subscribe, all those wonderful things for the video. You can also head out to dressedirons.com where you can buy flies, tools, stickers, and merch. Or you can join a growing community over on Locals at the Dressed Irons Fly Tying Guild. You can also donate to Dressed Irons if you want through the link at the bottom of the description. I thank everybody for their ongoing support, as it really does help the creation of these videos. But what's important is to remember, only fly tying. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.